For this project, I was assigned the country of Norway. In this video, I will be explaining the history of migration to Texas, including Norwegian settlements and culture that they bring to Texas society today. I will first begin by explaining their movement of migration to the United States and Texas. Migration from Norway to the United States began back in the year of 1825 to the states in the Northwest. It wasn't until the 1840s that they began to settle in Texas. The first Norwegian family was founded in Dallas, Texas, in the year 1838 by the name of Johan Nordbo. The first Norwegian settlement was in Brownsboro in Henderson County. Ryerson, who was a Norwegian colonist, was on the lookout for northern land, where he traveled to Austin and met President Houston to discuss colonization. On the journey, he wrote down all information possible concerning the socio-economic, political, and religious problems in this country. By this time, Texas was still under Mexican rule and wanted to make sure that Texas would soon become a state of the Union. By this time, congressional resolution in 1845 provided for the annexation of Texas, which influenced them to stay there. Ryerson continued to write magazine columns published in Norway to encourage Norwegians to immigrate. He wrote how the wages in Norway would increase if laborers could be decreased through immigration to America. Unfortunately, sickness broke out in the colony of Brownsboro, which made them move to Dallas and established Prairieville. In 1854, the first Norwegian Lutheran church was built. It took years and years before anyone was interested in pastoral advice enough to find congregations and build churches. There's influence all over Texas about Norwegian culture, but where did it all begin and how are they maintaining their culture alive? This started the growth of the Norwegian Society of Texas. Back in 1974, Norwegians of birth or descent gathered together at a church in Dallas to discuss approaches that led them to a formal organization. This organization is a non-profit that celebrates and honors major holidays in Norway, and the discovery of America are celebrated. This organization also practices Norwegian culture by teaching folk dance lessons and Norwegian language practice sessions. The society has a website with links that can take you to historical landmarks of the Norwegians. For example, the 4 Mile Lutheran Church, their cemetery in Brownsboro, and Our Savior's Lutheran Church at Norse, as well as a detailed background on the major Norwegian cities surrounding all over Texas. North Texas is by far one of the most influential Norwegian cities in Texas. Norwegians had their own school systems where they would practice religion because they did not have a place to do it. It wasn't until 1878 that Our Savior's Lutheran Church was built. The city was founded one of the biggest and most successful Norwegian settlement in Texas, where each November they celebrate the area's heritage. The city of Clifton is known as the Norwegian capital of the state, which housed the Norse community. There is the Ringnes House in this community, where it was founded by one of the 8 first Norwegian settlers. This house is known as a site of the first Lutheran service in Boss County. There are many links to the Norwegian culture in Texas where one can visit and explore. The Norwegian Society of Texas has information covering this culture today.